Hey, what's going on, Summoners? My name is Nathan Ng, and today we're going to be taking a look at the best way to climb out of every ELO. Ranking up in League of Legends can be extremely difficult because of how complex the game can be. On the surface, it really is just about destroying the enemy nexus, but the truth is, you don't know what you don't know. The concept of wave management doesn't exist until you find out about it, and from there, you realize that it has always existed. Well, we're going to be diving into what you can focus on and what you can do so you can go ahead and climb out of every single rank. We all join League of Legends at some point because it seems like a fun game. Once you're placed in Iron, you can begin your ranked grind. While this may be the lowest rank in the game, everyone has to start somewhere. It's best to continue to learn the game and how it works so you can slowly develop and pick up on key ideas. From here, you can begin with the fundamentals of the game. This includes things like champion movement, CSing, basic itemization, etc. Climbing out of Iron is all about understanding the basics of the game to a decent level. Be sure you don't skip out on taking the time to ask a few questions or watch a few videos. Having strong fundamentals from here on out is an excellent way to set yourself up for success and path your way to your dream rank. Just continue learning the game and you'll rank up in no time. Also, give your allies some slack. They're also learning the game and trying to rank up with you. When it comes to bronze, most people tend to have the basic understanding of the game. Granted, their fundamentals aren't going to be perfect by any means, they can still play the game and pilot their champion. Now the next step in your climbing journey from here on out is going to be understanding your role and what it does. We're not saying that you have to drop your legendary ARI support just yet, but being able to understand the basics of your role and what is expected from it is fairly important. This is especially true when you're trying to climb because how can you carry games if you don't even understand what you're supposed to do with your role? We're going to be giving you guys a quick rundown on each role and what they do and why it's important. When it comes to top, your main role is to pressure the enemy. This is done through split pushing, being an engaged tank, having CC, doing a tons of damage to an enemy carry, etc. As a top laner, you have less interaction with the map, but that doesn't mean that you can just AFK. Learn the different types of top lane playstyles and focus on what you enjoy the most. Just be sure that you always have presence on the map, whether that's with your team or at the enemy nexus. Taking a look at the jungle, it's your job to secure objectives and help your allies. While jungle may seem fairly PvE based, you're the one in control of securing Dragon, Herald, and Baron. Plus, it's up to you to get your allies ahead by either getting them kills or picking them up yourself and simply setting the enemy behind. Junglers are a key aspect to complete map play, so make sure that you're focused on the big picture. Moving on to the mid lane, you're the most versatile role in the game. Generally, it's the mid laner's job to be a secondary damage dealer and be able to move around with their team. This is done with mages who have high magic damage that's hard to itemize against, assassins who can take out enemy carries with ease, roamers who play to get their junglers and side laners ahead, and more. A lot of champions fall into multiple categories, but at the end of the day, you're in the mid lane. Use your central location to your advantage. As for ADC, it's known as a tag damage carry for a reason. Your primary goal is to be your team's highest physical damage dealer. Due to this physical damage, you're great at taking down things like Baron or Dragon as well as turrets. ADCs offer a few different playstyles, but at the end of the day, you're your team's damage. Make sure you keep yourself safe and deal as much DPS as possible before you get picked off. Last but certainly not least, we've got support. This role gets a lot of hate, but it serves a fairly important role in the game. It's your job to protect your ADCs so they can go ahead and safely deal damage to the enemy. Alongside this, you're also your team's main vision control. This means that it's your job to place down wards so that your allies can see the enemy. Think of it as being the team's babysitter. You protect your ADC, you make some plays, and you go ahead and create some vision. Before we dive into how to climb into the next rank, don't forget to check us out at ProGuides.com. You can view our great catalog of challenger coaches that can personally create a walkthrough to your dream rank. You got a busy schedule? Well, we've got you covered. Our trained roster of coaches are here 24/7 ready to help you guys reach your goal, whatever that may be. So what are you waiting for? Go check us out and make sure you get the victorious skin this season. Regardless, let's get back into the video and dive right into the rank of the average LoL player. Believe it or not, a majority of League of Legends player base is in silver. At this point, if you're looking to climb, you'll need to step up your game. From here, be sure that you've shrunk down your champion pool. While it looks great that you can play 15 champions in your role, it's just not really worth the investment. Slim down your champion pool to only a select few and make those your main focus. We don't mean just spam games on them, we mean focus on them. Play your games to understand matchups and when you feel strong. Look at different guides and see why certain abilities are maxed and when certain items are chosen. Once you've done this, you can climb out of silver pretty easily. With your deeper understanding of your champion, you'll have the upper hand on the enemy. You'll know when you can take fights and when you can't. This will often result in you being able to beat your enemy laner or stop yourself from bleeding out and losing too hard. Overall, if you're looking to climb out of silver, make sure that you're using your champion knowledge to your advantage. Plus, you might make some really cool highlight clips along the way. Next up, we've got the season rewards barrier in gold. In gold, most people have a solid champion pool, know the basics of the game, and pretty much everything else that we've covered so far. From here, you're going to want to identify your favorite carry style. We're sure that you've carried a few games during your climb. People enjoy carrying in a different way, and it doesn't matter which one you choose, but be sure to learn the ins and outs of it. Some people like to split push to victory. Others play hyper carries and look to wipe fights in the late game. A few are early game monsters that push their powerful leads. There are even people like Dopa who play to get their team ahead and punish enemies through roams. On top of refining your carry style, make sure that you're also carryable. Of course, you'd love to carry every game, but sometimes that just won't happen. Be sure you can understand when it's your time to shine and when you need to be in the background. Being carryable is generally all about understanding how to play from behind and to stop bleeding out. Try not to die, play a little bit safer, and look for your win cons. Help your team out, let them carry you. Now before we continue on with the video, don't think for a second that we have forgotten about everybody's favorite ProGuides tradition. For our question of the day today, we want to ask you all, if you could give someone a tip from your climbing journey, what would it be? For me, it's to take a lot of breaks and make sure that your mental isn't that affected. Whether it's just going out to get boba, working out at the gym, or watching a video on YouTube, it's important for me to have a mental reset. Nonetheless, let's get back into the video and check out a few of the higher ranks. Once you've hit Platinum, you've hit what some people consider high ELO. While your real high ELO journey has just begun, you'll still have a lot to learn and potential to grow. In Plat, your best bet of climbing is through mastering wave management, as well as having a basic idea of jungle timings. A lot of people don't know much about wave management, and it's honestly more than enough to win multiple games due to your lead. With the right mastery, you're easily able to get your enemy behind nearly every game and make them vulnerable to ganks. On the flip side, knowing how to slow push certain waves and dive will allow you to make the lane unplayable for the enemy. As a jungler, don't think that you can skip out on this either. It's up to you to be able to look at the wave state and understand where the wave is going. Is your laner going to be vulnerable to a gank? Do they need help crashing a wave? Do you need to help them break the enemy freeze? Whatever it may be, wave management is a key aspect to mastering League, and it can take you a long way. Now, as for jungle timings, having a basic understanding of them is enough for now. If the enemy jungler paths bot to top, what time can they look to gank you? Is the enemy on a certain camp that you can invade and kill them on? Did they leave a few camps up for you to steal? While junglers will need to know this a bit better, it's important for laners to understand it. Overall, Platinum is still a good rank to reach, but if you'd really like to, you can strive for better with wave management and jungle timings. Reaching Diamond is quite an accomplishment in itself. You're now within the top 1% of players in League, and while you can still improve, there's not a lot more to learn from here. Once you reach Diamond, it's very unlikely that you can pick up new tricks, so instead, work on refining your skills. Make sure that you've mastered your champion and understand its matchups. You should be able to play them without thinking about your combos or having to focus too hard on your damage potential. Also, be sure to perfect your fundamentals and wave management so that you can continue to improve on them and have it be second nature to you. And finally, have a strong mental. You've made it this far and you've continued to improve. Keep looking forward and be critical of yourself. This is your time to improve yourself, and it's extremely difficult, but you've got this. You're gonna have hard games, toxic players, and even a few bad games yourself. You're human, continue to keep a positive attitude, and nothing can stop you. Also get a coach at ProGuides. I'm kidding, but not really. Before we continue on with the end of the video, if you want to join an amazing community of people like you that loves lists, talk pieces, and other things like this, check out our Discord using the link found in the description. So what are you waiting for? Join up. Nonetheless, let's get back into the video and take a look at the final rank for this video. Last but not least, we've got Masters Plus. These ranks are incredibly challenging to reach, and if you made it here, we applaud you. Maybe come work for us. Similar to Diamond, you won't be learning any massive new information or playstyles. There's no secret tag that will let you easily climb through Masters and above. Here, it's up to you to push your consistency to the next level. The difference between these ranks is how often you can perform your best versus the enemy. In Diamond, you're likely going to be playing your best in 3 out of 10 games, with the rest still being decent. In Masters, you're most likely to move up to around 50% of your games having you playing well and with focus. As for Grandmaster, it's pushed even further with around 70% or higher of your games being at your peak play. Finally, you've reached Challenger, which, wow, you've truly become the best of the best. Challenger requires you to play at your peak a majority of your games while also maintaining your LP high enough so you don't fall out. It only gets more challenging once the breakoff points for Challenger reaches incredible heights. Overall, climbing in Masters Plus is all about admitting your mistakes every time and becoming consistent. You're insane at the game, and you just have to be really good at it all the time. So you gotta be as consistent as possible with your play, and we're sure that you'll continue to climb. And that sums up our video for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out our ProGuides family at ProGuides.com. We offer exclusive giveaways and classes that you won't catch anywhere else, so stay tuned and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Anyway, we'll be seeing you guys in the next video, and don't forget, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a wonderful day. Peace.